So I'm a big Sonic fan, right? I've loved Sonic the Hedgehog since I was a little kid. And one of the Sonic mediums that I always thought was really weird, but that I really enjoyed was the original Sonic the Hedgehog movie. And the original Sonic the Hedgehog movie is like a Sonic OVA that apparently was supposed to be a Sonic series, but it never got off the ground and it never became a Sonic series. And it's basically like these two specials that they kind of put together and made into a movie. And you can watch it on YouTube too. But basically, the main plot is like Sonic versus Metal Sonic. And I really like it because it gives me a sense of nostalgia because it's Sonic, but it also reminds me of Sonic CD. And it reminds me of the little Toei animation that Toei made for Sonic CD, where it's like Sonic is racing Metal Sonic and Sonic is saving Amy and he's trying to save Little Planet. And it gives me that kind of vibe. And it's kind of a freaking cartoon series that I wish we would have got. I do remember watching Sonic X as a kid and really liking Sonic X. But I was always kind of bummed out that Metal Sonic wasn't in Sonic X. But I was always happy that we got Shadow and, we got Deco, Boku, and then Bokun, the three robots or whatever. I really like them because they remind me of Team Rocket. And I always felt like them and Eggman in the Sonic X series were like inspired by Team Rocket because they would always lose. They would always come out of nowhere in the middle of an episode in Sonic X, create some kind of machine or have some kind of doohickey just like Team Rocket. And then Sonic would whoop their ass, and then they would get flown out into the sunset, and you would see the little star, the little ding, the little star, that Pokemon does. Sonic X did the exact same thing, so I always felt like it was really similar because of that. But I loved it, but that was one big reason why I love this OVA, because when I watch it, it reminds me of Sonic CD. It reminds me of my childhood. And the music is really good. And it also reminds me of Sonic Adventure for whatever reason. Everything always ties back to Sonic Adventure DX. Like everything Sonic reminds me of Sonic Adventure DX because I had such a fun time playing that game as a child and I still play it now. To this day, Sonic DX and Sonic Adventure 2 Battle on the GameCube. Now I was never a kid who got to play I got to play the Sonic Adventure, the original one on Dreamcast because one of my mom's boyfriends had it, but I never actually had a copy of it myself, and I never played Sonic Adventure 2 because people always say that Sonic Adventure 2 was like the best version. The Dreamcast version of Sonic Adventure 2 was the best one because the port that they put on the GameCube for Sonic Adventure 2 Battle is actually like trash compared to the old one because like the Chow Gardens are different. The eyes of the characters look weird. Like Amy's eyes look so weird in Sonic Adventure 2 Battle. And the colors are kind of weird in Sonic Adventure 2 Battle. But Sonic Adventure 2, everything looked nicer and the colors look nicer. But I have a lot of memories of playing Sonic Adventure DX as a kid and Sonic Adventure 2 Battle as a kid, and I literally still dream about them to this day. I ain't gonna lie to you, like I be dreaming about Chow Gardens and stuff like that, but I want to do a whole video on Chows because I freaking love Chows. Chows are the shit. I don't care, bro. I love Chows with all my soul, bro. But the OVA, I really like it just because of the whole, it feels so anime-esque. Like it is an anime and it feels like it. It has like, Eggman's kind of like, Eggman's the bad guy. And it starts out with like Sonic and Tails on the beach, and Tails is kind of playing around on the beach. And then he keeps yelling Sonic's name, and Sonic is just like, "Shut up, Tails!" Like he's all mad and shit. And it's funny because I never really noticed how much of a douche Sonic is sometimes. Like sometimes Sonic is just a douche. I always remember him being more cool and more badass and more quiet and more introverted, but also kind of coming off as laid back when he does hang out with people. And he is like that. I want to do a character analysis on Sonic because he's a mix, he has a lot of layers to him. And depending on whichever media that you have with him, he comes off differently. But Sonic is really introverted. He's not an extrovert like, like the newer Sonic is. But I just love how the OVA starts out like that. And then it's like we meet this like owl character. And then they go and they talk to like, if I remember, he's the mayor or whatever. And Eggman is kind of one of those like villains that's kind of like annoying and kind of messes with people. And I like it. Like he's just around. It gives me Dragon Ball vibes watching it. And I always felt like the Sonic world always feels so vast and mysterious. Kind of like the One Piece world and the Adventure Time world and Pac-Man World 2's world. And I feel like we never get to actually explore it a lot. That's really why I like Sonic Heroes so much, because Sonic Heroes, we get to explore the world a lot, like all the different zones and shit. Sea Palace and stuff like that. I'm gonna talk about Sonic's world building. Bro, I want to make a video on Sonic's world building. Okay, that's another Sonic video I'm gonna make. I really want to make a video on Sonic's world building. But yeah, I love how in the OVA starts out like that, and then it's like Eggman is messing with the mayor, and then the mayor has like this generic anime daughter that Eggman kind of low key has a crush on, and plays video games with and stuff like that. It's kind of funny. Like he's like playing video games with her, and she's kind of like a spoiled brat, and she loves Sonic and thinks he's cool. Honestly, this show could have been a hit. They really should have made this a show, even if it was only like 20 episodes or something. It would have been a really good show. I feel like people would have watched it because it gives me Astro Boy vibes, like early Astro Boy vibes. I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, that's kind of how it starts out. And then it's like they want Sonic to go to like this mysterious like city. It's like the robotic city, and they want him to fight Metal Robotnik. And so they end up going and fighting Metal Robotnik, and Metal Robotnik, of course, turns out to actually be Robotnik, which is hilarious. And we get to see Knuckles, and Knuckles has like this little like cute little hat. Like he has his like explorer hat, because, he's a treasure hunter or whatever. And I really like his design and, in it. And I like them fighting Metal Robotnik. And then after that, they fight Metal Sonic. And it has one of the most iconic Metal Sonic scenes at the end where Metal Sonic is about to die in the magma. And then Sonic like tries to get him out of the magma. And then Metal Sonic slaps his hand and he ends up dying or whatever. Which is a really iconic Sonic scene. Like if you're a super big Sonic fan, you've probably seen that before. One of my favorite scenes of Metal Sonic. I want to do a character dive on Metal Sonic too, because he's such an interesting character, because he genuinely believes that he's Sonic a lot of the time. And his brain and Sonic's brain are like connected in this movie. Like their brains are like connected, so Sonic knows everything that Metal Sonic is thinking. He even says in the fight that they have, he's like, you know everything I'm gonna do and I know everything you're gonna do. And it's like, it's a really good little movie, bro. And it's crazy because there are people who say it's like stupid. I'm like, I love this movie. I don't think it's stupid or cheesy. And I know people don't say that as like an insult, but me personally, I don't think this movie is stupid. I think it's a really good Sonic movie. Like it really is. It's a really good movie to have in the background too. Like sometimes I'll have it on in the background while I'm like cleaning the house on Sundays and stuff like that. It's really a good movie to have in the background. It's one of those good shows. One of those good movies. But I enjoy it. I really like character designs. I love the early anime look. I love the little 80s, 90s style music it has in it. I mean, there's not really a lot to say about it because basically it's just, you got that little goofy part at the beginning where it's like, we meet the mayor and his daughter, and Eggman's playing video games and capturing her. We get that. They go to the mysterious Metal City. They fight Metal Robotnik, and then Sonic fights Metal Sonic, and that's pretty much the whole movie, pretty much. So it's not really a lot to say about it, but it's one of my personal favorite Sonic medias, to be honest. And I always felt like they could have made more games based on this type of stuff. There's so much Sonic media that they could use for games, but they just don't use it for whatever reason. I think it's because like the whole copyright claim thing. I really hate the copyright crap because that stuff really be messing up stuff that could be gold. Like we could make the ultimate Sonic game, but it's like you have to go to every studio who owns certain characters and get their permission to use certain characters. It ruins it, bro. That's why you got to make like new characters for Sonic, because it's just like, who wants to have to go to this person, get permission for this character, get permission for this character, ask this writer, ask this video game illustrator. It's just like, well, I don't want to have to go and talk to 7,000 people. And that's probably why now the state of Sonic is so weird when it comes to like the video games, because it's like they have to go get permission to use like all the characters and shit, and they might not have the licensing to use the characters, which is crazy how people own characters. Like, I own this character, you can't use this character because he's my character. And it's like, it's weird because it lets you know that like they don't really genuinely have a love for Sonic, because if they did, they wouldn't care about all that extra shit. They would just allow people to use the character so we can have some new quality Sonic material, you know. Because I looked at what is the game called? Sonic Frontiers. I ain't gonna hold you. The game looked kind of boring to me, simply because it's like it's an open world, but it's not. It's not the open world I want. It's like I want. I want to make a video on this because there's certain stuff I want in my Sonic game, bro. I'm gonna make a video on it later on. I don't want this video to be too long, but I just feel like talking about Sonic. Like, comment, subscribe, follow your boy. More videos to come. I'm literally gonna make like 1,000 of them. And I have so much stuff I be wanting to talk about and that I can say. So y'all just like, comment, subscribe, but let me know what material you like. Comment in the comment section. Tell me your favorite Sonic source of Sonic media. Love you guys. Peace. Take care.